Welcome and good afternoon. It is indeed an honor, and I mean an honor, to be present today for this occasion. I am Veronica Tutt, Command Master Chief, United States Navy retired, the Employer Support of the Guard and Reserve Area 4 Chair. Again, I cannot say how honored I am to be here today. Our ESGR committee consists of volunteers who gain and maintain support from public and private employers for the men and women who serve in the National Guard and Reserve. Again, I was so looking forward to an in-person presentation because this truly deserves special recognition. I would like to welcome our ESGR State Vice Chair, Colonel Tim Lambert. Tim, if you can. All right. And I also was going to welcome our retired Command Master Chief, Robert Rose. He is my Vice Chair. And a special thank you to Mr. Frank Pelissar for setting up this Zoom meeting. And I must say that he was instrumental. We had this set to do an in-person meeting with the Admiral, with the state attorney, and I was just like, and we had to go to DC to request special permission. And they came back and said, yes, I was so excited. And then about 2 weeks later, they said 100% ban on in-person meetings. Again, COVID-19, what can I say? Now it gives me a great honor to introduce our state chair, Ms. Rita Broadway. She was appointed the Florida chair of ESGR 1 October 2020. She served over 35 years in the Army and Army Reserve and achieved the rank of Major General. Hey. She retired in 2011. Her final military assignment was Deputy Commanding General, Army Reserve, U.S. Army Training and Doctrine Command, Fort Monroe, Virginia. Major General Broadway also maintained a very successful civilian career while serving in the Army Reserve, which she retired from in 2014. She truly knows the role of the citizen soldier. She has served ESGR in various capacities for over 35 years and has volunteered with both the Kansas and Florida ESGR committees. We have yet to meet in person, but she, along with our awardee, is another phenomenal woman. I introduce to you our state chair, Rita Broadway.
Thank you so much, Veronica. Whenever you say over 35 years, it just kind of, it goes so fast. You have no idea that you spend that much time in uniform or in a civilian career. So thank you for those very kind remarks. I really appreciate it. And I want to thank you all for taking time of your busy schedules today to be with us for this special presentation. I know that there's an opportunity for other people to view it. So we're hoping that we can make some wide distribution and recognize the great work that the Florida State Attorney's Office has done. I feel very privileged to present this award today, the Pro Patriot Award, to the Florida State Attorney's Office, 4th Judicial Circuit, led by State Attorney Melissa Nelson. So thank you very much. I'd like to make a few comments about ESGR. Employer Support to the Guard and Reserve. For those of you who may not be familiar with our agency, we are a Department of Defense program, and we develop and support, promote a work environment where service members and their employers can really work together so that our service members can pursue both a civilian career and a military career at the same time, and that neither one is jeopardized as they try and serve their country, but then also have a very rewarding civilian career as all of us on the call today can enjoy. We were established in 1972. We are supported by more than 3,300 volunteers in the 50 states, the District of Columbia, the Virgin Islands, Guam, and Puerto Rico. Our volunteers come from all walks of life, They're small business individuals, they're from industry, they're from government, they're from education. Many of us have a prior military experience, but that's not a requirement. Our volunteers are dedicated and they've got a real passion to serve service members who wear the uniform and also our employers who help us be successful in those careers. As someone who's achieved both a successful military career and a civilian career, I can't tell you how invaluable that support was from my employer and my family. I would not have been able to achieve the rank that I achieved or the success that I achieved in the federal civil service workforce had it not been for the great support of my employers. So I truly appreciate all the work and the sacrifice that our employers make so that we have the privilege to serve this country. The Pro Patria Award that we're presenting today is the highest award that can be presented by the ESGR committee. It recognizes employers who have demonstrated great support to the Guard and Reserve employees through their leadership and practices, including adopting the personnel policies that make it easier for employers to participate in the National Guard and the Reserve. Matt O'Keefe is the individual who nominated the Florida State Attorney's Office for this award. Matt, an assistant state attorney, is also a rear admiral in the Navy Reserve. Matt has experienced firsthand the support of this office through his 21-year plus career that has included numerous training missions, career obligations, command obligations that has had you travel the world and taken you away from your civilian job. Your nomination clearly demonstrated the depth of dedication and selfless service that the Florida State Attorney's Office personnel provided to not only you personally, but to the other Reserve Component service members in your office. Several comments from your nomination. Established a human resources policies that are favorable to employees pursuing their Reserve military career. Recognizes the Reserve Component employees for their military accomplishments. I did look up the articles that showcased your promotion to Rear Admiral, Matt, and it was very encouraging that the state's attorney office was right there beside you while that was happening. The office also engaged with the Reserve Component service members before they were deploying or going off to duty, during, stayed in touch with them and their families, and then also recognized them when they came back. You also recruit military members into the office, which is very encouraging. Your support of current military members and also for veterans. And the tremendous support that you provide to the military organizations and nonprofits that support our veterans and our military service members. These are all outstanding accomplishments and the reason that we are presenting the award today to the Florida State Attorney's Office. With that, I will turn it over to Matt, who I know has some comments he would like to make, and in the presentation of the award.
So Major General Broadway, Ms. Tudd, and other members of the Florida ESGR team, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules this afternoon to be with us. On behalf of every member of the Guard and Reserves that calls Florida home, I would like to personally thank all of you for your tremendous support. Beyond recognizing excellence and patriotism in the private sector, your efforts in developing and promoting supportive work environments for service members in the Reserve components is critical to our ability in accomplishing our mission of providing operational support and strategic depth when our nation calls. As a 32-year veteran of the U.S. Navy, who served over 24 years as a Navy reservist, I am intimately familiar with what it takes to have a successful career in the Guard or Reserves. First, it takes an extraordinary sacrifice from your family. And second, the extraordinary support of your civilian employer. I have been supremely blessed with an abundance of both over the past 3 decades. I've been honored to serve the people of the 4th Judicial Circuit of Florida as an assistant state attorney for over 22 years. In that time, I have been mobilized or deployed for over 1,100 days. From short deployments lasting days or weeks to an 18-month mobilization, this equates to over 3 years of absence. 3 years in which my responsibilities and the mission of our office had to go on. 3 years in which my coworkers stepped up without complaint to do my job. And 3 years in which the leadership of this office, from Mr. Shorstein to Ms. Corey to Ms. Nelson, has offered me their unwavering support. And I'm not alone or unique. Every member of the state attorney's office who serves as a citizen soldier, sailor, airman, Marine, or Coast Guardsman has received this unwavering and unlimited support, allowing us time to prepare before we deploy, reaching out to our families while we are gone, and offering us the time necessary to adjust back to civilian life upon our return. Individually, small gestures of support. Collectively, extraordinary gestures of patriotism. Whether it was a short notice activation in response to a crisis or a well-planned mobilization to serve overseas, the response of the state attorney's office leadership was always the same. We got your back. Let us know if you need anything, and be safe. And it was always without hesitation. No employer is more worthy of the employer support of the Guard and Reserve Pro Patria Award than the Honorable Melissa Nelson and the State Attorney's Office for the 4th Judicial Circuit of Florida. Melissa, on behalf of every member of our office who has worn or is wearing the cloth of our great nation's military, thank you for your leadership and your unwavering support. I would like to once again thank you, General Broadway, and the Florida ESGR for this well-deserved recognition for a simply extraordinary employer. And with that, I would like to introduce, and with your permission, General, present the 2020 Florida Pro Patria Award to my boss, the Honorable Melissa Nelson, State Attorney for the Florida's 4th Judicial Circuit. Thank you.
Thank you. This is, I'm actually a little bit more overwhelmed than I expected to be on a Zoom call in my backyard. I'm currently in quarantine. We had planned to do this in our office, so I'm sorry I'm sitting in my backyard. And if on unmute you hear planes that go over my backyard, that's because we live across from NAS Jax, which is actually a wonderful place where we've been for almost 20 years. And when I'm here at 8 o'clock in the morning and I hear our national anthem, I can hear it from the base. It's pretty remarkable. So I am so honored on behalf of the State Attorney's Office and my predecessors to accept this award. We've had to wait obviously several months to celebrate this recognition, but because of the wait, I will say it was wonderful to read your biography yesterday, Major General Broadway, and to know that today we're accepting this from a trailblazing woman, soldier, leader, and servant. Thank you very much. This, I think that God's hand is in everything, and so there was perhaps a reason for the wait. Also, this is particularly important to me because Rear Admiral O'Keefe has been not only a colleague of mine, but a friend of mine for now over 20 years as well. So this is particularly special that the nomination came from you. And I thank you, Matt, both for your kind words and your nomination. As you know, my predecessors and all of your colleagues have always been proud of you and grateful for your service in support of our freedom and our safety. So this award is obviously significant to the Office of the State Attorney. Over the last several decades, our office under multiple administrations has made it a priority to accommodate our colleagues who are engaged in traditional Guard or Reserve duties. And as you mentioned before, when Rear Admiral O'Keefe was promoted, there was a flyover arranged by State Attorney Corey in recognition for his promotion. The reason is simple. Each of us individually and all of us collectively benefit from the service of our military and our reservists. We have and have had several attorneys and investigators in our office, including Matt, serve and post while employed at the State Attorney's Office. And I really believe it's our duty to support them in their service and protection of all of us. This award is also personally significant to me. I am in awe of the military. I always have been, and I'm inspired by all of you who are called to serve our country. And also I'm always inspired by your families who by extension do the same. My cousin is a graduate of West Point. He's a colonel in the United States Army, and he's currently deployed in Saudi Arabia. He's done 2 tours in Iraq and 3 in Afghanistan in support of the global war on terrorism. And prior to his assignment in Saudi Arabia, he completed command of the 193rd Infantry Brigade at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, where I also know you spent some time. But every time JC is deployed or stationed somewhere new, his family is impacted, his wife and 3 children. And I and his parents, my parents, all of his cousins have watched while his wife stands in his stead while he is gone. So this is an important thing for employers to do, not only in support of our colleagues, but their families as well. So in our line of work, we, for prosecutors and investigators, we consider ourselves servants of the law and for justice. And I would say that members of the military, the same is true. So thank you very much for this important recognition. I will tell you, learning more about your organization through learning that we had won this award, I would love, now knowing that there's the opportunity for non-military participants, I would love to donate our time and somehow to support your mission to make sure that what you do is not only known to government employers such as what we are at the state attorney's office, but to private sector employers too. I'd love to spread your mission and your message, because this is really important. And Matt, on a personal note, every time you have left or been deployed or been promoted, and even watching you in your retirement ceremony, I, am left without words. So this is just, I'm sorry I'm not with you right now, but thank you on a personal level and obviously a professional level. And I do want to recognize, as Matt did, both State Attorney Angela Corey and State Attorney Harry Shorstein, who were my predecessors, and State Attorney Mr. Austin, for their support of the military as well. State Attorney Shorstein is a decorated Marine who served in Vietnam, and it was particularly important to him always to both recruit, hire, and support our military members and their families. So thank you very much for this recognition, for recognizing the State Attorney's Office. I will be very proud. I may be messed up, but this was delivered today. Am I supposed to show it now, or are you supposed to virtually give it to me? Thank you, because we're going to proudly find a place to hang this in the State Attorney's Office. And after we do, we'll make a point to take a beautiful photograph and send it to you all so you can share. But I'm really humbled and I'm honored to accept this on behalf of the people in our office. Thank you.
Ms. Nelson, thank you so much. We make a big deal out of these awards because they are a big deal. And that's why we want to take time to do the proper recognition, because they are. It spreads the news about ESGR and who we are and what we do and how we support our nation and how our employers support us, because I feel it's very important to keep that word out. I mean, as Admiral O'Keefe can attest to, we've been doing this for a long time. We have had soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marine, and Coast Guardies defending this country, and participating in the current conflict since 2001. And sometimes I think, just on a personal note, sometimes I think we kind of forget that. And we need to continue to recognize what we're doing for both our employees, our reserve component service members, and for our employers. So certainly so appreciative of you taking the time to nominate the State Attorney's Office. And we will take you up on that offer to become a little more involved in ESGR. Certainly will.
And Rita, on behalf of our office, again, thank you again for this tremendous recognition. And I heard the boss as well. So we are standing by to support. And would love to be involved, because this is an amazing organization. You have an amazing mission, and clearly we could not do as traditional guardsmen and reservists do what we need to do without you as well. And Veronica, thank you for all your support over the months and your patience and flexibility, and general to your entire team. Well done, and thank you again for this recognition.
Thank you, and you all have a great New Year.
Great.
Citizen warriors. They formed our original military. They safeguarded our fledgling colonies. and they have served with distinction in every major conflict in America's history. Today, nearly half of our military strength resides in the Guard and Reserve. As these dedicated men and women serve in battle overseas, or provide humanitarian aid to their fellow citizens in times of need. They depend on the sacrifice and support of their families and their employers here at home. Without this support, the citizen warriors of the Guard and Reserve could not carry out their mission. From local fire departments and police stations, to businesses large and small, whether serving our country or supporting those who do, we all serve.